I am a sweaty little muskrat right now. I'm in the car, obviously, running around doing some last minute errands. I just went to the post office and shipped a couple of things that I needed to send to different people. One was some stuff to my mom, and another was surrendering my old DC license plates. Had to look up what the heck you do with those, and it obviously varies state by state. So I sent those back to the DC DMV ever since my beloved Mazda 3 Betty White perished in the fall. I've been driving her since I was 19 years old, a sophomore in college, and it's been a good long ride. So Jake and I are gonna end up sharing this car. That's all we'll need. Now I'm on my way to pick up coffee. I am gonna go to Cloche, my old coffee cafe where I worked this summer, to pick up 2 final cups of joes for Jake and me. I've also gone to the frame shop. There's a wonderful business, and they're about as mom and pop as we get. It's called Bull City Frame Shop, and they did a custom frame job that I had them do. I commissioned them to for a wedding anniversary present for both of us. But we picked up these 2 really cool framed pressed botanicals that have little German name cards, and they're really old and antique and just really cool looking. And it was something both he and I picked out while we were on our mini moon in Savannah, Georgia. And then I brought them here and I had them put nice frames around them with like museum grade glass that has, you know, minimal glare and like really cool custom like dark wood finish for the frame. They were not cheap, and so I wanted them packaged as well as I could, and they did such a great job, not only with like the final finish of the product, but how they packaged it. And they really like pay attention to detail. They love customer service. So it was fun to give them one last bit of business, which was so wonderful. So I picked up the frames now that they're ready at my favorite consignment store, which is across the street from the frame shop. Everything's walkable here, or like bikeable from our place. Across the street from there is my favorite consignment shop, Mode Boutique. They renamed a couple years ago from Fifi's to Mode. There's also one out in Raleigh. The one I go to is obviously here in Durham because I can walk there from my house in 10 minutes, which is dangerous. I've loved consigning with them. I've made back a good bit of money from taking clothes that I just don't wear anymore, and then I earn money to spend more money on clothes or like credit. So I had a little bit of a balance left over, so they cut me a check, and then I picked up a clutch for $10 for the 4 weddings that we're going to this fall. The movers are at the house right now, and Jake and I are just kind of twiddling our thumbs like, well, what do we do now? The next thing is we're waiting for them to finish up with our stuff so that we can go behind them and vacuum all the floors once all the rooms are empty, and they will take the vacuum last so that we're able to get it clean before they take all of our cleaning supplies. I'm so grateful we have movers this time. Moving is obviously stressful as and I know it's an investment and financial commitment to do so, and it's not always possible, but wherever it is possible to not stress a couple of years off your life, I think it's worth like the splurge. We arrive to Chicago tomorrow night, where the plan is we'll leave early in the morning tomorrow. We're sleeping on a blow-up mattress. Our stuff will then arrive on Monday, so we'll only be without all of it for a couple of days, which isn't bad. So I'm gonna roll up to Cloche and get a little PSL, baby. Ciao. Holy shite. Movers have now left. They probably put in 3 hours of work of helping us clear out our whole place. It is empty. It is echoey. It's wild. While I have an ounce of resolve to do so, I'm gonna go to the gym because it's already hot as Satan's nutsack outside. I'm already exhausted, so what's like a workout on top of that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go climb a treadmill in some air conditioning because it's in the mid 90s today. It'll get a high of 96. I cannot wait to never have summers like this that are this hot for the foreseeable future again. I'm gonna go to Planet Fitness, and then we are gonna have some celebratory Chick-fil-A.
Give it to me like...
By tomorrow, I hope you know that. Because I'm not mentally like, this can't be.
This can't be the end.
This can't be.
Too late, we're too bright. You?
Do you want to
Get cheers with water.
Do you want to be affectionate?
Chaos.
Drink matches your shirt.
Okay.
Aww. That was so cute.
We're in love. Everyone on YouTube is going Totally empty. Hey, buddy. Empty, 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 empty.
Is it too small, maybe? It might be too.
Good morning, it's moving day. It is a rainy day here in Chicago. I feel like every single moving day I've had, maybe with the exception of one, it's been raining. We're gonna call it good luck, like they say for your wedding day. The movers are gonna be here in the next half an hour. I went to a cycle bar class this morning and I really loved it. I did have a membership when I was in Winston-Salem and I was a fanatic and going 4 times a week and just totally drank the Kool-Aid. I loved it. Because we're in an area where there's so many options, I'll be interested to see what I end up picking and committing to in terms of a membership. I was going to Planet Fitness back in Durham, but the nearest one here is just not that easy to get to. I tried out ClassPass and I loved Solid Core, so that might be the one I pick, but let me hop off, Jake's calling me. I don't know what else to do. Jake called me and said they're on their way upstairs. Asha's tucked away and she hates that baby gate, so she will not go anywhere near it. Dusted all of the trimming along the walls. It drives me nuts how dusty they get, and then once you put furniture up, it's just a lost cause keeping them dust free. I'm more obsessive with dust in the air because I realized recently I wake up often with a stuffy nose, and I looked under our bed and I was like, I have not been like cleaning under our bed and it's gross. Just so much dust accumulates, and it was like all on the back of our bed frame and down on the trimming, like here along like the edge of the wall and the floor. And I mean, we have a dog, obviously. Jake and I both shed because we're human beings. All of that contributes to like dust accumulation. And so I also got up on a ladder and I dusted all of these things, like that little bar, the lighting, because it's hard to clean. So like it probably hadn't been cleaned in a while and a shit ton of dust came off. It was gross, but I'm glad I got it done before all the furniture's in here. So hopefully they're on their way soon. Wow, 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 wow. It's all in here. We have got our work cut out for us, but our stuff's here. What's up?
Can you bring me my phone?
Sure. My uncle is a surgeon, and for his retirement, he gave us family members a bunch of these little tiny X-Acto knives. Like, they're super sharp, but they like are really easy to use. And they have come in real clutch today. Boom. With finding moving boxes, we found a bunch on Facebook Marketplace and through friends. I had friends who were moving around the same time that just gave theirs away, which was great. But one hack that I feel like almost nobody knows about is you can order boxes for free from USPS.com. And so we ordered a bunch of them. Jake didn't believe me when I told him, but I had a friend tell me that who had just moved into a house in the suburbs of Chicago. And I was like, for real? And sure enough, like, you can get, I think, any size you want, order them in like groupings of 25. Obviously more than that if you want, but how cool is that? Like, that's how we were able to get a bunch of little boxes that I started packing up first, and then I was able to stack them into bigger boxes just to keep everything a little more cushioned and organized. I had more like specific ways to label everything, so that helped out a lot. Also held on to boxes like these that have like styrofoam on the outside that we kept from meal delivery boxes, which is also really pretty good quality packaging. I have a nice sheen to me now, so my work cut out for me today.